water, earth, fire, air. Only the Avatar can master all 4 elements and bring balance to the world. And each era brings a new challenge. For the struggle between balance and chaos is eternal. This is the legacy of the Avatars, and these are their stories.
Wow, that was a beautiful introduction. After seeing that, I just want to hop on the game and play it right away. I mean, a beautiful introduction gotta lead to a beautiful game, right? Well, let me spoil something for you guys. The game is not that great. Oi friends, Rin here. Today I want to talk about how Nickelodeon had more than 13 years to figure out something for an Avatar game. I want to emphasize 13 years, but they chose this. How do you go from The Legends of the Arena, a game that it's good for its time, to whatever mess this is? How, Nickelodeon? Just how? To give you guys some context, I used to play a game called The Legends of the Arena, and it was simply an amazing game. I would play it for hours and hours, and even with my friends, until, I got in trouble for not doing my homework. So that was fun, but we're not here to talk about me. I'm getting sidetracked a bit, but the main point is that if you guys ever heard of that game or even played it, you know it's an awesome game, so you're awesome as well. And I know there's a Discord server out there that's trying to keep it alive, even though you guys can't play online. You guys can only play training, but props to them. But when you guys compare a game that's more than a decade old to a game that just came out this year, Avatar Generations, it's just mind-blowing. And no, not mind-blowing in a good way, in a very bad way, because after all these years, you would expect that there will be an Avatar game that is good, an upgrade, something that's better. And it's just not it. And even if you're generous, right? A game that is just as good, an equivalent, but not even that either. And I don't know how to describe this game. It just leaves me speechless. And this makes me sad because I wanted this game to succeed. I mean, not this game. I mean, I wanted an Avatar game to succeed. So what exactly is Avatar Generation? Avatar Generation is a turn-based RPG that you guys can find in the App Store or Google Play for absolutely free. And the funny thing is that it sounds like I'm promoting them, but you know what? I actually do recommend that you guys try it out for yourself, then play it for like 1 or 2 hours, then come back and tell me what you guys think of it. But for me, it feels like a generic gacha game that has a lot of flaws, and it feels really unfinished. So to me, it looks like a game that has a gacha mechanic and they slap an Avatar theme on it and call it a day. Don't get me wrong, I love gacha game. I play so many of them out there. I probably play so many that I can't even name anymore. But a lot of them I like. Many of them you don't have to pay to win, and you can play them for what they are. For example, like Cookie Run, Dokkan, Unison League, Epic 7, they're just fun to pass by time when you're bored. But this one, it doesn't even feel like it's finished. And I'll explain all the reasons I think that this game doesn't fit right. Reason number 1, the camera angles are bad. There's no other way around it. I was trying to find a nice way to put it, but there just simply isn't. So when you play the game, you guys will have a team of 4, and each character has at least 2 skills and 1 passive. So you guys will have at least 8 skill, sometimes more depending on the character, but let's say 8, okay? And each of these skills have their own camera angles. And so when they're doing a skill animation, the camera angle changes. And it's really bad because some of these skills are from the side view, some are zoomed in, some are zoomed out, or some from a bird's eye view, which is really weird because every second a skill is executed. So when you're watching like 8 skill animation or something like that, it just like changes the camera angle drastically, and it looks really confusing and not that great at times. So I think they should really fix it. Maybe like have all the camera angles look the same. I understand what they were trying to do to make it look cool, but it just didn't fit right. Reason number 2, the gameplay is delayed for some odd reason. It's actually funny. I'll show you guys some gameplay. So when I'm playing, most of the time, a lot of times the animation are going through me, which doesn't look right. If this is really how it's supposed to be, no, there's no way. No, it can't be like that. But anyways, the animations are going through each other. damage that is being dealt, I'm not receiving until like later on into different rounds, which is really weird. And then there are times where my character HP bar dropped to 0 when my character is dead, but they're still standing. Then randomly, poof, they die. It's just really delayed and weird. And I find it actually funny, okay? Because when you combine the camera angles and the delayed gameplay, it's just so chaotic and messy if you guys are watching the gameplay right now. And I just can't be mad because because the first time I witnessed this, I was laughing so hard. I just don't know. It's just something else, guys. Reason number 3, the skill animations aren't that great, and it feels like there's not much effort into them to begin with. So, you know what? Let me show you guys what I mean. So just watch these skill animations. Just watch them closely.
I won't give up.
So doesn't that look like generic and bland to you? It doesn't feel like it's smooth to even begin with. Hold up, let me show you guys something else though. This is from Epic 7, Albatross Vildred Descending Blade. Just watch this for just 1 second.
Descending Blade! Insignificant.
See, doesn't that sound so menacing, sound so nice and everything? Like, it's so smooth. But then you're looking at this and you're like, what is this? I cannot believe I spent my time looking at this. Like, you cannot be playing this for hours and call this, wow, this is amazing. You know what I mean? And the final reason is, why in the world is there a limitation on what character I can use in the story mode? And this does not make sense to me. Let me remind you, the story mode is the main core gameplay of this app. Without a story mode, there's no app, because you have arena and boss battle, but there's so little that they don't even matter. So the story mode is the main thing. And what bothers me is this game is a gacha game. I want to emphasize that. Bear with me, guys, this is going to be a bit long. But because this is a gacha game, every week, every 2 weeks, every month or so, you know, depending on what gacha game you're playing, they'll release a new character, constantly changing up the meta. And, you know, for gacha game, for them to survive, they gotta keep, you know, releasing new characters and new stuff for people to get hyped about or get excited about, whatever. But in this game, you can summon for these characters, but sometimes it doesn't even matter because you guys can't even use them in the story mode. So the story mode requires you to use certain characters, specific things too, and if you do not meet these requirements, you can't even do the mission. And most of the time it's the main cast because they're following the story of the show, and then they add a bit of other random stories as well that you didn't see in the show. But the thing is, it's usually Sokka, Katara, and Aang, or combinations of them, or sometimes you only can use 2 of them, or you can't have a firebender on your team. So when you do a gacha summoning, you better hope that it's the main cast. If it's not the main cast, then the chance of you using it is pretty low. And even if it's the main cast, you might not be able to use it. So this is where it doesn't make sense to me. Why am I summoning for characters if I can't use them in the story mode? So let's say, and the worst part is that if you summon a character that's not the main cast, you might not be able to use them for a lot of these missions, because they want to follow the story, so you need to use the main cast in these missions. And it really sucks, because a lot of gacha games you play, right, you summon for something cool and you get excited about it, and you're like, I want to try it out right away, and you do, and that's the fun part. But this game is like, okay, you got something feature or something cool, it don't even matter because you might not be able to use it. And some of you guys may say, yes, you can use these characters. Well, yes, I'm not saying that you can't use them for any of these missions, but a lot of them you guys can't use. And the missions that you guys can use them, those levels don't even matter. Like, those levels are you're fighting Fire Nation soldiers, or you're fighting bandits and pirates, stuff like that. It really doesn't matter. And it's really annoying to see that, and the thing is, you also have to constantly change your team to meet these requirements. I don't want to do this every time. Let me bring my own team. Let me use whatever I want. No restrictions and no limitation. I don't know why this is even a thing. There's little bugs here and there as well, but I'm not gonna talk about it because this is every game ever, right? They have little bugs and problems that they're always fixing and updating to make the game better, and I'm sure this game will do it as well. So it's a normal thing, no point. But the whole entire point of this entire thing is that the game itself is not a good game. There's no nice way or an easy way to put it. I just don't understand how they had more than a decade to figure out an Avatar game, but then they ended up making something worse. Like, how does that even happen? And I keep mentioning this because it was a very, very long time ago. Like, the math doesn't math up, you know what I mean? So, all they needed to do was put The Legends of the Arena to mobile. Forget if it's ever get revived on PC. Just bring it to mobile, okay? And just improve it, revamp it, make it better than it ever was. And I know they can do this because Call of Duty is on mobile. Apex Legends is on mobile. At a certain point, Fortnite was even on mobile. Heck, even Street Fighter 4 was on mobile. So you guys cannot tell me they cannot do this. And the other thing is that Nickelodeon is not a small company. It's not like a company where no one knows about. Nickelodeon is a very big company. They have the resources. They could do it, but they chose not to. Instead, they just, made a gacha game, slap an Avatar theme on it, and call it a day. And that's disappointing because the truth is, this game is not going to last a year. I bet that this game won't last a year because there's no substance that retains the audience to keep playing this. I played it for like a few hours, then I got bored. Like, you cannot retain the audience just like this. Even though it's an Avatar game, I love Avatar, but you guys will not pull me in this way. Do better than this. But yeah, if you guys did enjoy, remember to leave that like, do subscribe if you guys have not already. And like I said, I recommend you guys try it out for yourself. Play it for 1 or 2 hours, then come back into the comments section and let me know what you guys think about it. But, maybe I'm just too biased that I wanted it to succeed so much that I'm starting to hate it. Who knows? But thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you guys all next time.